The Golden Gate Bridge and a gateway to big possibilities for local tech companies. Madison's newest direct flight takes off for the first time tomorrow. I'll have the details coming up.
And some voters in our area could get to share their thoughts this fall on whether marijuana should be legalized here in Wisconsin.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 This Morning. 6 o'clock right now on this Wednesday, June 6th.
We are looking forward to a really nice day before rain. We haven't had to say that in a while. Rain
has arrived.
Well, apparently,
about rain
I knew. Yeah, I have the weather app up, so it must be. It's Hattie McLean talking to me through the phone. She's talking to me on TV. What's going on, Hads?
I just sent that alert.
Apparently you did. I'm so sorry about that. It's good stuff.
It is. I sent the alert saying that there is a chance for rain today. It's been a couple of days since we've had that in the forecast, so be ready for that later today. A live look from the WISC-TV sky cam this morning showing you that the sun is up. We have just a few clouds in the area right now, but I would expect an increase in the clouds, though. Look what's off to our north and west. Some showers and thunderstorms rolling across Minnesota into far northwestern Wisconsin. They have been weakening, and that weakening trend is expected to continue, but can't rule out some showers or thunderstorms later today. Temperatures today will climb back into the mid-70s with a south wind as we head through the afternoon. Now a look at your first alert traffic. So far this morning, it's been pretty quiet on the roads, and that trend continues right now. Just a few brake lights popping up on the belt line near Stoughton Road, but that's pretty typical for this time of the day. If you are driving into Madison from the surrounding communities, you're still going at posted speeds.
Look at those people speeding on the interstate. You're not supposed to go more than 55 anymore.
Ooh,
remember,
yeah.
They went
Busted.
down. Yeah, look at that. They're going
Busted.
64. It's supposed to be going 55 now in that zone. Cut down on accidents.
Not going to rat you out on that, but I'd say slow down. They're probably patrolling that area.
Good idea. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
We start the news this half hour in Madison, where the Dane County District Attorney says there is still a chance an elementary school teacher will be charged with sexually assaulting a student, but it won't happen now. DA Ishmael Ozan says that there is currently not enough evidence to file charges against 51-year-old Terry Fay. Fay is accused of assaulting a student at Leopold Elementary School in 2012 when that student was just 10 years old. The 5th grade teacher has been on administrative leave since he turned himself into police in October. There is no statute of limitations on sexual assault cases involving a child, so the DA says he will reevaluate his decision if more people come forward with accusations.
The Rock County District Attorney will get the reports today from the Clinton Police Department about a senior prank that sent 2 students to the hospital. 5 students in all ate brownies laced with a male enhancement medication last week, and 2 of them went to the emergency room after their heart rate spiked. 3 teenagers are accused of tampering with that food. They could now face felony charges as a result. We'll share any charging decision from the DA on channel3000.com. In Walworth County, a Lake Geneva woman faces felony charges after allegedly stealing money from a school parent group for an Amazon shopping spree. Janesville Gazette reports police suspect Danielle Masoni stole at least $8,600 from the Central Denison Elementary School parent-teacher organization around the holidays. According to that criminal complaint, Masoni admitted linking the school organization's account to her own personal Amazon account, but said it wasn't done on purpose.
Madison police are once again looking for suspects who are firing paintballs at random people while driving around the city. Detectives are reviewing surveillance video from the latest situation at a West Side ATM that happened Monday afternoon. A mom and her 6-year-old were hit by paint in that drive-through area. Another woman says a paintball came through an open window in her car while she was waiting at a red light nearby. There are similar incidents that were reported on Saturday night as well. Police believe this shooting, people shooting rather, are driving a dark-colored SUV, perhaps a Chevy Equinox. So if you see anyone in a car like that with a paintball gun, police do want to know about it.
The initial indication is that there are no fish kills or water problems as a result of 10 million gallons of sludge being released from a western Wisconsin sand mine last month. The DNR has been testing the water in the Trempealeau and Mississippi rivers after that mine spill. Spokesman told the La Crosse Tribune preliminary data did not show anything toxic in that orange sludge that flowed out of a retaining pond. That pond was drained to save the driver of a bulldozer whose vehicle had fallen into that pond 2 weeks ago. 6:04 right now. Tomorrow is the first time that a direct flight to San Francisco is going to take off from the Dane County Regional Airport.
Technology groups have been pushing for this flight for more than a decade now. Christina Laurie's live at the airport ahead of the inaugural flight to talk more about what it could bring to Madison. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Anna and Danica. There are a number of tech companies here in Madison that regularly do business on the West Coast, and they are ready to take advantage of this new direct flight. It's a great opportunity to give them direct access to all of the brightest minds in Silicon Valley. A number of those business owners hoping to use the direct flight are spending the week at the Entrepreneurs Conference at Union South on the UW campus. The flight is between 4 and 5 hours long, and ticket prices vary depending on where you look and what dates you'll be traveling. The president of the Wisconsin Tech Council says he's excited the airport recognized the need for daily service to the Silicon Valley.
They see that the market's here. It is possible to fill planes on a regular basis with people going to and from San Francisco. It's important not only for the entrepreneurs, the investors, but also the academic community, because there are a lot of ties with UW-Madison and other institutions around the state into the Bay Area.
Once this flight takes off tomorrow, Madison will become the smallest city east of the Mississippi and the second smallest city east of the Rocky Mountains to have nonstop flights to San Francisco. Still, this new flight is not only helpful for people looking to get from Madison to San Francisco, but vice versa. I'll have more on that coming up in the next half hour of News 3 this morning.
Epic alone sending hundreds of people every quarter to San Francisco, so certainly something that will be used indeed. Christina Laurie reporting from the Dane County Regional Airport. Thanks, Christina.
6:06 right now. There's a chance Rock County voters could be asked this fall if they want Wisconsin to legalize marijuana. Rock County board member Yuri Rashkin told the Janesville Gazette he wants to know where his neighbors stand on legalizing, regulating, and taxing marijuana for adult use here in the state. To put it on the November ballot, the Rock County board would need to act by the end of August. Milwaukee voters are going to decide a similar advisory referendum in November as well.
Beloit Memorial High School will launch its new academy system this fall to help get students ready for college and careers. The Beloit Daily News is reporting sophomores and upperclassmen, that is, will meet with counselors to select a career pathway, and before graduation, they'll take 3 courses in that path. The academy system also allows them to access internships and job shadowing opportunities in that field. The school district says the change is part of a strategic plan to improve student achievement. The Madison School District is working toward a similar plan for its students as well.
6:07 right now. Coming up, there's a really interesting new study out about obesity in Wisconsin. Doctors have seen evidence of an increase in cases of diabetes and heart disease, but now the UW is sharing data showing specifics about where people are overweight in this state. We'll learn more about their interactive obesity map here in a couple of minutes.
Hattie's watching a very different map this morning, the radar, and she is hoping we can eke out one more nice day before we get some more rain and storms coming in our direction. Her first alert forecast is next on News 3 this morning.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. What a beautiful start to this Wednesday morning. It's a little bit cooler than it was this time yesterday, but still feels pretty comfortable. Take a look at the high temperatures across the area yesterday, and you'll notice, for one, that there was a big contrast in temperatures. While it was pretty comfortable across the Badger State, areas to the west really heated up quickly. 85 in Dubuque, 93 in parts of Iowa, 90s even into southwestern Minnesota. So very warm conditions just to our west. We're not going to tap into that heat through the day today. There is a front moving through the area, and you can see with some showers and even some thunderstorms to our north and west this morning. Overall, the trend has been to weaken, though, over the last hour or so with this activity, and I would expect that weakening trend to continue right into the afternoon as the storm system continues to track to the east. There is a marginal risk for severe weather across parts of western Wisconsin, and that does include our western viewing area for later today, mainly this afternoon into this evening. Large hail and damaging winds would be the main threat. But watch how future track really diminishes the rain intensity as it tracks into southern Wisconsin through the afternoon. Those showers all but falling apart as they move through the far southern part of the state. Can't rule out a shower or even a thunderstorm as we go through the evening into the overnight hours, but things should stay relatively quiet. Most of the latest forecast models keeping all the activity to our west. Here's a look at total precipitation potential, and really pretty light, if any, here across southern Wisconsin. So if you're looking at this next system for a good drink of water for your plants outside, this isn't going to be the one. A live look from the WISC-TV sky cam this morning showing you that we have mostly clear skies right now, just a little bit of cloud cover in the area. Temperatures are about 10 to 15 degrees colder in some spots, though, so you'll notice that difference. 52 here in Madison and Janesville, 52 in the Dells, 54 in Mineral Point. Now a look at future track as we go through time today. We are looking at temperatures climbing through the 50s, mid to upper 50s as we head through the morning hours. That rain spreading into the area, especially north of Madison for the afternoon, but it does fall apart as it hits southern Wisconsin. Our future track forecast model then overnight tonight causing temperatures to drop back into the 60s. Now here's a look at your extended forecast. For today, we're looking at temperatures that will climb into the mid-70s for highs this afternoon. Temperatures are expected to be a little bit warmer as we head through Thursday and Friday. Just slight chances for rain tomorrow. Many chances for rain in the upcoming forecast, but no complete washouts for any of the days. Now let's get a look at your first alert traffic with Josh Tim this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet start here in the Madison roadways. No problems at all showing up on the Beltline, although we can expect that westbound side to continue to pick up this morning. Looking at Dane County, some of the usual brake lights are popping up on Stoughton Road approaching the Beltline, along with northbound Verona Road near the Beltline ramps. No issues with volume downtown yet around the Capitol Square and UW campus. I would expect that to continue to grow over the next hour. Other main routes coming into the city are cruising along at the usual speeds with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Josh, thank you. Hattie, thank you so much. So where you live here in Wisconsin affects how much you weigh. That is what a new study from the UW is finding after looking at obesity rates in different zip codes.
Researchers found about 2 out of every 5 grown-ups, 1 in every 10 kids in Wisconsin are obese, but those numbers vary depending on your hometown and sometimes within your hometown, neighborhood to neighborhood. Dr. Vincent Krines is an endocrinologist with UW, and he led the study and joins us now this morning with some details. Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
So we were saying that the concept of obesity has been known at a macro level, at the state level. What you were able to do here, though, for the first time, and I guess I'd like you to describe just how interesting this is to you, go into a micro exploration of this and neighborhood to neighborhood.
Exactly. So what we've developed is a very high resolution map of the obesity epidemic in communities across the state. And what's really different about this map is, first, its high resolution nature. So we have zip code level data. Most of the existing maps only provide either state level or county level. And that kind of information isn't particularly helpful to communities who are trying to make improvements to make themselves healthier. And the other aspect that's unique about this map is that it's derived from electronic health record data. So what that means is the BMIs, or body mass indexes, come from actual measurements of height and weight in the doctor's office, as opposed to self-reported information, which isn't always very accurate.
Yeah, I'm 5'5" with the hair, for sure. And Dr. Krines, I mean, we're talking about huge disparities between neighborhoods. Can you kind of talk about overall findings, and then maybe we can get into, I mean, the fact that neighborhood to neighborhood, these are different numbers that we're seeing.
Exactly. So overall, what we found was that in rural communities, they tended to have higher rates of obesity than urban communities. And then within urban communities, there was wide variations. Sometimes even with communities right next to one another, there could be a twofold difference in zip codes right immediately next to each other.
So the importance of this, I mean, when you look at increased data regarding diabetes, high blood pressure, I mean, this is now an opportunity to target policies. I mean, for public policymakers, the data here is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this information is going to be very empowering, both for communities when they sort of get together and try to come up with strategies to make them healthier. So find ways to make physical activity easier, more fun, healthy eating options, safe, affordable. So it's going to be useful at the community level and also for people who are looking at the state in terms of policies.
And next, I mean, there's even more in-depth information that you guys are trying to pull from all of this. We're talking about different races and socioeconomic. I mean, where is this going in the future?
Right, so this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We'd like to link it to some of those factors that you've mentioned. We'd also like to get other health data. So obesity leads to a number of deadly diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, even cancer. And we haven't captured that data yet. The other thing that's really important about this map is that it's not a static picture. We're going to get new data. And why that's important is by having follow-up data, communities can now see, did the programs that we put in place have an impact on making our communities healthier?
Yeah. Dr. Krines, thank you. If people are interested, it's wihealthatlas.org, wihealthatlas.org. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Fascinating. Look forward to kind of what comes next.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 6:18 right now, and there's a chance tonight to comment on the future of the Alliant Energy Center and the hundreds of acres around it. Do you want a hotel, a restaurant, hiking, biking path? None of the above? We will share the specifics here in a couple of minutes.
And we're hoping the rain holds off today in Rock County as the Special Olympics torch run takes place in Janesville. Hattie is updating the radar next on News 3 This Morning.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean with your first alert weather forecast today. We have a pretty quiet start this morning across southern Wisconsin, but you can just see in the far northwestern corner of this map some showers and thunderstorms tracking into west central Wisconsin. We'll zoom the map out a little bit and you can see a wider view. It's a pretty significant line of rain activity. The number of thunderstorms, though, have been decreasing over the last hour, so this activity is weakening. Here's a look at your bus stop weather forecast. It'll definitely be dry as you head to school today. Temperatures will climb into the 70s this afternoon, right around 72 as you head home from school. More clouds expected, just a small chance for rain later today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Hattie. As the Lyon Energy Center staff prepare to host another high school graduation Friday and then the state FFA convention next week, county leaders are talking about plans to upgrade the facility and the area around it later today. Neighbors will be able to share their thoughts on what should happen in the 164 acres along John Nolan Drive. A Chicago-based firm is working to redesign the area, add a hotel and restaurant there. A $1.1 million upgrade on lights at the current Memorial Coliseum started earlier this year, or spring, I should say. Tonight's informational meeting starts at 6 o'clock at the Urban League on South Park Street.
We're hoping the weather holds out today as the Rock County Sheriff and a number of his deputies are helping finish the Special Olympics torch run before the summer games start tomorrow. Sheriff Robert Spoden's asking people to come out to his office in Janesville or line the route along Highway 14 as the deputies carry that torch through the city. More than 10,000 Wisconsin Special Olympians will take part in the summer games. They start tomorrow morning in Stevens Point. We're hoping to share highlights and results throughout the week and the weekend on channel3000.com.
6:23 right now. There's a new playground coming to Madison designed to help kids of all ages and, more importantly, of all abilities. We'll share the details here in a couple minutes.
Speaking of kids, we're hoping you'll become a hunger hero this summer to make sure everyone in our area has enough to eat. Leah Lynchide's here to let us know how to help next on News 3 This Morning.
The developer behind a major project in downtown Madison is now taking the city to federal court. We'll tell you why.
And connecting central Wisconsin to Silicon Valley, Madison's newest direct flight takes off for the first time tomorrow.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning. Now 6:27 on this Wednesday, June 6th.
We haven't talked a lot about rain so far in June, but it's in the forecast for today, tomorrow a little bit. Let's go outside to Hattie McLean, who's out on her patio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. No rain right now, but it is a little cooler outside this morning, so you want a light jacket as you head out the door. We do have sunshine, though, early on. Take a look from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Skies are sunny there. There are some clouds, though, to the north and west associated with some showers and thunderstorms. Overall, through the morning, these storms have been weakening. We're definitely not seeing as many lightning strikes on the map, and now it looks mainly just like light to moderate rain moving through southeastern Minnesota. It will continue to weaken as it heads into Wisconsin. There's a chance, especially north of Madison, for some showers and thunderstorms as we head towards the lunch hour today. A look at current temperatures. It's 52 here in Madison, a little closer to 60 along the Mississippi River Valley. Temperatures, though, are in the 40s to the east. Day planner temps here in Madison take us back into the upper 60s by lunchtime. Definitely more cloud cover this afternoon with a chance for some rain, but those chances dwindle as you head south today. So best chances for rain will be north of Madison. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic update this morning. Our maps showing you that things are pretty quiet. It is a little slow going south on Verona Road. A few backups starting to show up on East Washington heading into downtown, but otherwise things looking pretty good. You're still traveling near posted speeds heading into Madison. And that's your first alert traffic.
Hattie, thank you so much. So it is a gorgeous morning if you are scheduled to take off from the Madison Airport, and tomorrow marks the first day area businesses can fly direct to one of the biggest sites for venture capitalism. 61
and partly sunny in San Francisco tomorrow when the first nonstop flight from the Dane County Regional Airport heads out to that area in San Francisco International Airport. Christina Laurie's live at our airport this morning on really the impact of this on businesses around our area. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Adam and Danica. The Wisconsin Tech Council says this new direct flight is not only really important for local entrepreneurs and investors, but members of the area's academic community, too. A number of Badger grads live and work in the Bay Area and are ready to capitalize on this new flight. The direct flight will be the first
audio right there, but a number of Madison companies do business there on a regular basis. The Wisconsin Technology Council says that new flight's convenient for West Coast investors who want easy access to startups in our area. All right, we're not going to be able to hear the sound.
There are investors who may choose to invest in a company in Wisconsin, in the Madison area, and they're going to want pretty close access to what's going on. And so they'll go back and forth in different meetings. And if an investor takes a board of directors seat on a young company, for example, he or she may want to be there for those board meetings, of course.
So the direct flight was a key part of the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce's access agenda. It was a 2-year policy roadmap at the local, state, and federal levels. And starting tomorrow, one plane, United Plane's going to take off 3:11 in the afternoon, land in San Francisco around 5:45. Ticket prices may vary a bit, but round trip flights are going to cost about $400 to $500 in late July. That's just for example. Again, tomorrow, first day of those San Francisco flights, something that area businesses have been fighting for more than a decade. Talking about Epic sending 500 workers roughly every 3 months to that area. It's going to be a big deal. All right, 6:31 right now. Speaking of flying, there's a celebration today to honor the 70th anniversary of the 115th Fighter Wing here in Madison. The Badger Air Community Council will also reveal a new tail design that will go on one of the jets next year. That group's expected to talk about the impact of having that unit at Truax Field and what it would also mean to have a new state-of-the-art F-35 aircraft stationed there in the future. An environmental impact study on the F-35s is ongoing. That anniversary party starts 4 o'clock at the Wisconsin Brewing Company.
6:31 right now, and the company hired to do work on the Judge Doyle Square project in downtown Madison is now suing the city, saying it didn't know about a major financing decision until it was reported in the news. Beitler Real Estate out of Chicago filed the lawsuit yesterday, asking the courts to force the city to stop construction on the Judge Doyle Square project. The company claims it was never told by the city about a plan to approve another $11 million to pay for part of that project. Court documents argue that Madison leaders are falsely blaming Beitler for that funding decision.
Madison city leaders are going to look at a study tonight that includes plans to dig under one of the busiest downtown streets to add a tunnel for bicyclists and pedestrians. The consultants were asked to come up with a plan to help with traffic issues there where John Nolan meets Blair, East Wilson, and Williamson Streets. We're talking about an area just east of the Capitol. City planners have called that a hairball intersection. That's not good, by the way.
No.
I wanted to look at ways to make it safer for people riding their bikes, running, or walking around there. The report also recommends options like adding a left turn lane and putting in colored crosswalks. Some people who live in that area say the city also needs to deal with how fast drivers are going in that area. The Board of Public Works will consider that report tonight before the Common Council takes up any options. That board's also expected to award a $286,000 contract tonight to build a new inclusive playground at Elver Park. Construction set to start next month. All of these structures are going to be handicapped accessible. There's going to be rubber surfacing to make it safer for all children to use. The city's first inclusive playground, you may remember, was opened at Brittingham Park on Monona Bay last year.
Wisconsin's Department of Agriculture and the UW system are starting a new task force. You are looking right now at the playground that Adam was just mentioning here. But we also want to let you know about this task force that is starting up, aimed at helping dairy farmers in America's dairyland overcome low milk prices and volatility in the market. Governor Walker announced what he's calling the Dairy Task Force 2.0 yesterday. This is modeled off a group appointed in the 80s that's created a list of recommendations to ensure the dairy industry survived tough times. DATCAP and the UW system will select the task force made up of industry experts who will come up with their own recommendations for the future of Wisconsin dairy. All right, it's almost 6:34 right now, and the Goodman Community Center is seeing a 25% increase in the number of families using its food pantry.
The number is expected to go up as kids later this week lose out on the free breakfast and free and reduced lunch that's offered to them at school when classes end for the year. Leah Lynchai joins us now with how we can all help by joining our Hunger Heroes campaign. Good morning, Leah.
Those are some serious numbers, but we're going to fix that. We're going to try and fix that by building our own food drives. I'm starting the one here at News 3. I'm going to show you kind of some of the grocery store items that I picked up last night. We're looking for cereal, Panda Puffs, Adam, your favorite, right? We've got peanut butter, pasta sauce. They're also looking for healthy snacks for kids like applesauce. All of these healthy ingredients coming together to make meals. And we want you to help us do that. This is all to help kids who might be going without meals once they finish school in the coming days. Now here's how you can help. Exactly what I'm doing right here. Start your own food drive. Head on over to our website, channel3000.com/hungerheroes, and register your drive. Then print off the free promo kit, which includes posters and a grocery list, and start.
Being able to get enough food in the same place to make it work for people who have to work 2 and 3 jobs sometimes, have to deal with childcare because the kids aren't in school. This Hunger Heroes food bag program allows them to pick up a bag that will cover, 12 meals.
That is Sam McDaniel. He runs the pantry at the Goodman Community Center, and he's the one seeing those numbers of families stopping by skyrocket. And school isn't even out in Madison yet, so that's why this program is so important. Now, we're hoping to provide 300 families enrolled in the community center's summer programs with 12,000 meals. So be a part of that solution and be a hunger hero. You can start with your own food drive. Check it out on our website. Again, channel3000.com/hungerheroes. You're going to find posters that you can print off, also little pamphlets that you can hand out. They've got lists of the kind of groceries that we're looking for. Again, some of this stuff, macaroni and cheese, some more healthy things like fruit snacks, granola bars, that sort of thing. See if you can pitch in and help.
Sometimes all you have to do is just buy a couple of boxes. You can have one for yourself and then one that you give away as well.
Exactly, some Panda Puffs.
Yeah. Good luck. Let's hope everybody can be a hunger hero as well. Leah, thank you so much.
6:36 right now. The Dane County DA is not prosecuting a Madison teacher for sexual assault. We will share the latest in the morning sprint.
And there are new security measures in place for this year's Summerfest, and they're different from policies at venues like Camp Randall and Lambeau Field. We'll explain next on News 3 this morning. Welcome back to the program. It's 20 minutes to 7 right now on this Wednesday morning. It is Wednesday, right?
I think it's Wednesday.
Time of the
Is it
morning, we
Friday?
always ask you to share a little bit of your morning with us. And take a look at this picture that Emily posted on Facebook, and you'll forget all about the day and just want to drink in that sunrise. Terrific shot. Thank you so much for sharing, Emily. We appreciate it.
That makes me want to go like swimming or boating or something out on the water. Just gorgeous. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on our Channel 3000 Facebook, Twitter page, Instagram, whatever it is. Use that hashtag MyNews3Morning. That is how we find it, so that's super important. We share our favorites every morning here on the program.
So if you are going to Summerfest at the end of the month, get ready to pack lightly. There is a new ban on large bags at the music festival as part of its updated security policy. Bags are not allowed to be larger now than 9 by 10 by 12 inches, and no backpacks will be allowed into Meyer Festival Park. This year's event and its future. It's going to be the topic of a speech today at the Madison Rotary Club by Summerfest's Vice President of Entertainment. All right, so we want to enjoy the morning and as much of the day weather-wise as we can, because there is a change coming. Yeah. Some clouds and the chance for rain and storms a little bit later on today. It's beautiful out this morning.
It is.
Hattie's here next to break it all down.
First, though, it is June 6th. We want to say happy birthday to Yvette and all of the kiddos turning 3 today. Thank you so much for letting us help celebrate, and thank you for watching News 3 this morning. Welcome back. 6:44 right now. Taking a live look on the west side of Madison from our WISC-TV sky cam. That sun just blaring. The clouds will move in later on today, but for now, We were talking about sunbursts, and Hattie will have the update on the forecast in just a moment. And speaking of sunbursts, the Bucky statue damaged by vandals last month is coming back to James Madison Park. It was called the Sunburst Bucky. It was found in Lake Mendota on May 10th. So far, Madison police have not identified anyone responsible for the vandalism. There are 85 Bucky Badger statues on display throughout the area until September 12th.
City of Stoughton's considering creating a whitewater rapid park on the Yahara River. Plans to remake a 1,000-foot stretch of the river between South 4th Street and Mant Parkway with new beaches, a path, and re-engineered rapids. Right now, the city's working with UW Extension and UW-Madison to study the economic impact that something like this might have on the city. Construction on the $1.8 million project could start as early as 2020. To make it happen, city needs to raise that money and secure at least 5 environmental permits from the DNR. Might be a nice morning to be out on the Yahara this morning, Hats.
I think so. Perfect weather conditions right now. Take a look at the radar map, and nothing is showing up here across southern Wisconsin. In the far northwestern corner, though, you can see some showers and some thunderstorms moving in. They're part of a larger system that's tracking through Minnesota and through the northwestern part of the state as we speak. Overall, though, the trend has been to weaken somewhat with those showers and thunderstorms. But they'll continue to move into southern Wisconsin. As they do, there's a chance for some rain a little bit later on today. Our severe weather outlook does include a marginal risk for western Wisconsin for severe weather, and then a slight risk further to the west across parts of Minnesota and Iowa. Now, as far as the threats today, we're looking mainly at wind gusts and hail with the stronger storms. Flooding risk is relatively low as these storms will move through pretty quickly, and no tornado risk either. Airport delays in the area, not showing up any on the map right now for the Midwest section of the country and across the entire U.S. Looking pretty quiet as far as those flight delays this morning. If you are traveling, keep in mind the heat and humidity building through the midsection of the country. Temperatures will be hitting triple-digit highs across parts of Texas, and those 90s extend all the way into parts of Nebraska and even Iowa this afternoon. It is noticeably more comfortable, though, here through the Great Lakes region. Right around 80 in Chicago. We'll be in the mid-70s here in southern Wisconsin, low 70s in the Northwoods. Temperatures right now are in the 50s for most of us this morning, so it's a little bit of a cooler start. In fact, 49 in Watertown, but 54 in the Dells, 55 in Mineral Point, as well as Platteville. Future track will show you to expect an increase in the clouds today as those storms approach from the north and west. Here's 12:30 this afternoon. You can see some of those showers and thunderstorms just starting to move into our far northwestern viewing area. They really diminish, though, and fall apart as they track through southern Wisconsin. So can't rule out rain activity, but it's not going to be a case where everyone sees the rain today. Highs will be in the mid-70s this afternoon. Then for this evening, a few showers and thunderstorms are still possible to pop up across the area. Temperatures, though, won't be quite as chilly overnight. We'll be in the 60s. Precipitation potential with that diminishing trend really looking pretty light across southern Wisconsin, less than 1/10 of an inch for most areas. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. We have temperatures that will start to warm up tomorrow. 79 for the high tomorrow, then we're into the 80s on Friday, and then through the rest of the weekend into next week. There are many chances for rain in this upcoming forecast, but no complete washouts any of those days, so don't cancel any plans if you see a chance for rain in the forecast. Here's our pet walk forecast. BB in Edgerton. Not a bad day for a walk. Maybe just want to take a peek at the radar before you head out, make sure there isn't anything heading your way.
BB looks like they've been out for a few walks.
I know, a little tired.
Yeah. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Morning Sprint's coming up next. Thanks for watching News 3 this morning. 6:51 time now for the morning sprint. After a pretty dry start to June, Hattie says there is a chance for some rain in the forecast today. And our Leah Linscheid has the details on how you can be a hunger hero by starting your own food drive.
Christina Lori's at the Dane County Regional Airport this morning, where daily nonstop flights to San Francisco are starting tomorrow. But first, we're talking about the Dane County DA's decision not to file charges against a Madison grade school teacher accused of sexually assaulting a student. He says there's not enough information and evidence right now. Terry Fay was accused of assaulting that student at Leopold Elementary in 2012 when the student was 10 years old. He's been on administrative leave since turning himself into police in October. Now, there is no statute of limitations on sexual assault cases involving a child, so the DA says he will reevaluate if detectives get more evidence.
The Rock County District Attorney will get reports today from the Clinton Police Department about a senior prank that sent 2 students to the hospital. 5 students in all ate the brownies laced with a male enhancement medication last week, and 2 of them went to the emergency room after their heart rate spiked. 3 teenagers are accused of tampering with that food, and they could face felony charges as a result.
Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to fly from Madison to San Francisco every day on a new nonstop flight. That first flight takes off tomorrow. Flights will leave at 3:11 in the afternoon and land just before 5:45 West Coast time. Ticket prices vary, but in late July, for example, a round-trip ticket costs between $400 and $500. Local entrepreneurs spending the week on the UW campus say they'll likely take advantage of this new flight. With the new flight plan, Madison will become the smallest city east of the Mississippi and the second smallest city east of the Rocky Mountains to have nonstop flights to San Francisco.
Thank you, Christina. Madison's Board of Public Works will consider whether to build a tunnel underneath John Nolan Drive to help bicyclists and pedestrians downtown. City planners have called the area east of the Capitol a hairball intersection where John Nolan meets East Blair, Wilson, and Williamson Streets. Consultants have also recommended adding a left turn lane and putting in colored crosswalks. Some people living in that area say the city also needs to deal with people who drive too fast there.
There's an opportunity for you to share your thoughts on the future of the Alliant Energy Center and the surrounding property later today. County leaders will talk about a Chicago firm's plans to develop more than 150 acres along John Nolan Drive right there. A $1 million lighting upgrade in the Memorial Coliseum started earlier this spring. Tonight's informational meeting starts at 6 o'clock at the Urban League on South Park Street.
1 in 6 kids here in Dane County are wondering where their next meal is going to come from this summer. WISC-TV is teaming up with the Goodman Community Center to change that. Hunger Heroes is all about providing meals to kids who would otherwise go without. The easiest way for you to help, start your own food drive. Go to channel3000.com/hungerheroes to register your food drive and find a grocery list of items along with some posters to hang up. Help us put together 12,000 meals to feed 300 families right here in our own backyard.
And I'm watching some showers and thunderstorms to our north and west this morning. They are headed in this direction. They will continue to weaken as they track into central Wisconsin, but there is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening for the area. Temperatures today are starting in the low 50s. We'll climb to highs in the mid 70s late this afternoon.
Thank you, Hattie. The company developing the Judge Doyle Square in downtown Madison is now suing the city, saying it didn't know about a major financing decision until they read about it in the newspaper. Beitler Real Estate out of Chicago wants a federal judge to now force the city to stop construction. The company claims it was never told by the city about a plan to approve another $11 million to pay for part of that project. It alleges Madison leaders are falsely blaming them for having to spend that extra money.
The vice president of entertainment for Summerfest will speak to the Madison Rotary today. He'll talk about this year's event that starts later this month, which includes a new ban on large bags and backpacks on the Summerfest grounds. No bags or purses can be larger than 9 by 10 by 12 inches.
There will not be any plastic straws at the new Milwaukee Bucks Arena. The facility is going to use compostable food packaging as part of its sustainability program. Its general manager says the decision against plastic straws should be viewed as a decision for the environment. The $524 million downtown stadium opens this fall.
The city of Stoughton is considering a whitewater rapids park along the Yahara River. Construction on the $1.8 million project could start as soon as 2020. The plan is to revamp a 1,000-foot stretch of the river with new beaches, a path, and re-engineered rapids. To make that happen, though, the city does need at least 5 permits from the DNR and enough funding.
Madison's Public Works Board is expected to award the contract today to build a new inclusive playground at Elver Park. Construction on the $286,000 park set to start next month. All of the new structures are going to be handicapped accessible. The city's first inclusive playground was opened last year at Brittingham Park on Monona Bay.
The Department of Agriculture and the UW system are launching a new task force aimed at helping farmers in America's dairy land overcome low milk prices and volatility in that market. Those agencies will select the task force made up of industry experts who will come up with recommendations for the future of Wisconsin dairy.
6:56 right now. Let's get a final check on your first alert traffic this morning with Josh Tim. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Yeah, the westbound Beltline continuing to pick up. Normal weekday crowd, but so far no major delays showing up quite yet. Inbound John Nolan starting to tap the brakes, though, between Rimrock and Olin Avenue. It's going to add a few minutes into the downtown area. Southbound Highway 151, you're slowing down near East Bristol between Columbus and Sun Prairie. But other main routes coming into the city are cruising along at the usual speeds right now with no crashes or issues. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you so much, Josh.
And we have sunshine early this morning. Here's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam, checking out downtown Madison and Lake Mendota. Pretty quiet right now, but we'll watch some showers and thunderstorms that are off to our north and west this morning. They are expected to continue to move into southern Wisconsin as we head towards the lunch hour. They will weaken, though, as they track eastward. High temperatures, even with some clouds this afternoon, will climb into the middle 70s.
That's kind of nice.
It is really nice.
Yeah, comfortable.
That chance for rain sticking around
Through tonight, and just a slight chance for tomorrow.
Okay. If people want to stay up to speed, they can always download the Channel 3000 First Alert Traffic and Weather app. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.